If you have a big goal or a big thing that you're going for and you keep not getting any closer, or you keep getting close but not achieving it, then this is the video you need to pay attention to. And fair warning, this is going to be a little bit more for you leaders out there, but everybody can get a little bit of something from it. So what we're talking about today is our goals, and we're going to be talking about the actions you need to be taking to set and achieve your goals. So we need to get into what goal setting actually means and what actions actually mean if we're going to go any further. So if you look it up or Google it or chat it or whatever the case may be, just do some searching. I want to talk to you about, let's actually define what goal setting is and what it means. Like, what is goal setting? What are we talking about? The strategic process of identifying specific, measurable, and actionable objectives to guide efforts and track progress toward a desired outcome. Now, the big thing I want you to pay attention to here, the word that you need to be standing out is action. Meaning, let's define actions. So if you go to define actions, what you're going to see is the fact or process of doing something, typically to achieve an aim. That's right. Actions is something that you're doing, a process of a thing you're doing to achieve a specific thing. So what am I getting at here? Generally speaking, a lot of us get really big goals. But the problem is we attack big goals the same way we do small goals, and that's just not going to work. The bigger your goal, the more narrowed in your focus needs to be, because you're going to be going after something that's much harder. So if it's harder, it's going to require more from you, which means there's going to be things happening around you.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
Both good, bad, and otherwise, that you are going to have to ignore, especially if you want to achieve that one big thing. And a lot of times what I see people doing is they go attack and try to achieve a big goal in the same way they do a small goal. What's the difference? A small goal is probably going to be easier to obtain, but you're going to have to absolutely decimate it with volume. And that's fine. But big goals and small goals do not get achieved with the same actions. And you need to understand, if you have a big goal, the actions are going to be different than your small goals. So if you're having trouble, I want to ask you right now, if you're going for a big goal, are you trying to target it very specifically, overlooking things that don't matter to that big goal? So the reason I got on this is I was actually having a conversation with some fellows the other day, and one of them gave this great analogy that I got to adapt a little bit because it's a really good analogy, but it sounds kind of bad. So let's say you want to go rescue some puppies. And what you find at the top of the mountain, there's these old boys chucking puppies off the mountain. You're like, oh my gosh. So you go down and you just start saving the puppies. But the problem is the puppies just keep coming.
This is so dark.
If you really want to solve this problem, if you go down here and stay with the puppies, you're going to be spending a lot of money, a lot of veterinary, like a lot of things. It's going to take a lot of work. Granted, you're saving the individual puppy, one puppy at a time, but they're just going to keep coming. So if you want to look at a bigger goal, and I just want puppies to stop getting chucked off the mountain to start with, you got to go up and deal with the old boys that are chucking puppies. So what's that mean? That means in the meantime, you're going to see puppies getting hurt. And I know what you're thinking, Marcus, this is morbid. Can we maybe not have a conversation about puppies getting chucked? Sure. But I said that to say you need to understand what you're trying to go for.
You got to move on. Got to move on.
Here's what I mean. Let's say you're a sales leader and you keep seeing your sales team just chucking away good leads, or causing problems, or not making margin, or whatever the case may be. You see lots of these little things happening. So what I see leaders do all the time, they just go after these little things that are getting tossed off the bottom of the hill. You need to fix the thing that's making those things happen in the first place. So if it's a matter of training, you need to get your team trained. If it's a matter of understanding, then you need to get them understood. If it's a matter of product they don't have, or the ability they don't have, or things they don't have access to, then you need to get them those things. But stop chasing the problems down at the bottom and fix the thing that's causing the problems. That means you're going to have to just kind of narrow in, know that some stuff's happening and that it's going to happen until you fix the main problem. That means you're going to have to kind of turn your eye to the smaller details and worry about the big one, because if you can fix the big one, aka your salespeople tossing puppies, then magically puppies won't be a problem anymore because you don't got people tossing them off a mountainside.
Please, no! No! No!
So another analogy that I'll give you, because that one was kind of dark. Let's say you're a bodybuilder versus just a small individual that just wants to be fit. A bodybuilder is going to go in, they're going to be very specific and very targeted. Not just legs, they're going to go for the thighs, or maybe the lower quads, or maybe the hamstrings, or the bicep, or a certain area of the tricep. Look, they're going to get very, very targeted, and they're going to lift very heavy, right? Versus if you're someone who just wants to be incredibly fit, you want to be able to move around well, you're not going to be throwing a whole lot of weight around, but you're going to be doing easier weight with a massive volume.
You're doing like this.
Neither thing is wrong with either one of them. Go be the level of fitness that you want to be, but you need to understand there are two different workouts, two different styles to achieve what you want to achieve. And if you're trying to get the look of a bodybuilder, but you're doing the workouts of just a small fit guy, you're never going to get there. And oftentimes in business, that's what I see. We want to change our industry. We want to do this. We want to be leaders. Well, then if you're not there now, why do you just keep doing more of the same thing you're doing? Look, I get it. You want some help in this whole goal setting, action taking situation thing we got going on here. Then click in the link below, send me a message, let me know that you want some help in this area, and we'll see what we can do to get you fixed up and moving on to the right direction. Back to the video. And that's the difference between growing and scaling. If you want to scale, you're going to have to completely change what you're doing. And maybe that means you have to start doing a lot less things, or maybe it means you just have to do a lot more of a certain thing. I don't know. It's going to have to be for you to figure out. But there is a difference between growing and scaling. Growing means you're just going to just increase everything that you're doing just a little bit. But it may take you from a $5 million to maybe a $5.5 or a $6 million. But if you want to go from like a $5 million to a $30 million, you're going to have to change what you're doing, because it's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So, last example I want to give you is the greatest example of this you can ever take away is the example of Jesus. When he went out, he dove in real hard and got real detailed with 12 dudes. And his end goal was to change the world and bring salvation to all. He did that with 12 fellas. He didn't go out and go, all right, I got to go make sure I get this out to everybody. He knew that he just had to change 12 people, right? So you just need to go in and target your 12, or maybe you're a leader and you just want to target your 2 sales guys, your 20 sales guys, whatever. What that means is you may have to see a lot of sales and a lot of things going wrong. But if you don't want to just have to keep always fixing the problems, you're going to have to address the things that are making the problems. And that's the difference between a big goal and a small goal. If you want to hit your big goals, you're going to have to narrow in. Means you can't look to the left or the right. You got to stick straight ahead, and you're going to have to focus. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have to turn your eye to some things, knowing that what you're going to will fix it. I'm not saying those things aren't important, but maybe they're not the thing that you need to do. Maybe you need to task somebody else for doing it. Hey, tune in, lean in, come here. You can either share, you can like, or you can subscribe. You're gonna do one of the three, or if you're feeling really generous, you can do all three, but you're doing one of them minimum. So the share, the like, and the subscribe. Hop to it, get to it. Back to the video. I hope this video's been helpful. Until the next time, we'll see ya on the next one.